the red. Our Terran player, the dark horse in this match.
oGsSuperNova.
OGS, a very formidable team. Players like Nada, Top, MC. This guy's got his training partners squared away. Now, to the upper part of the map, our Protoss player, named after a Pokemon. He is. You've captured A. I'm casting A.
Tati Squirtly.
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 Squirtly. All right. We got an Italian guy reading the scripts.
Look at his hair. This is like a Blastoise.
I like that. Squirtle.
Well, MVP must not be too happy about this because MVP got beat by Julizer, who is from SD, and by Squirtle as well. So I guess IM and SD has a semi-feud. Anyway, Squirtle has very good Zergs to practice again in his house, especially Julizer.
Yes.
Which you saw. Did some super awesome laning burst. And I think his win rate against Terran is 71.4%. I know.
It's off the top of your head, right?
Yeah. Just make up that number, but no, it's true. 71.4% win rate against Terran. So Supernova is in a semi-bit of trouble right here. Has to be careful of getting rushed in this map because Scrap Station is a really close position map. But from the way that the Terran player is building his Rexes, I don't think we'll be seeing a rush. Might be
Yeah, you can do some powerful, 3 racks, heavy pushes. The ramp's so big, it's hard to defend.
Squirtle was a beast in GSL, I have to say.
Oh, yeah.
I was watching him like, wow, that's the best Pokemon, I have to catch him.
You don't even need to catch them all, you just need to get him. That's all you need. Just gotta catch them all. I'm like, no, you fool, just get Squirtle.
Getting a factory as a site. He's gonna float that factory over and probably build a starport, which is why he built his factory on the far side of his base.
Yep, absolutely right.
Supernova being passive at the moment, going for Marauder. I like that. He's getting concussive shells. We're definitely gonna see him come in and harass a Protoss player. I really like when Terran is so aggressive against a Protoss. Goes for early Marauders. Marauders are so strong against Protoss, but you don't really see that nowadays. Because everyone is busy expanding.
You know why I think people are getting on this map is because Protoss are going to do a work gate rush. So you want to intercept the probe and all the gateways. The probes are giving the pylon before the gateway rush starts up. And that's what Protoss is going to do. Work gate rush, it looks like.
Well, to reinforce his push, he can bring maybe a couple of SCVs with him to tank the initial damage. You do see one Herleon is already out. He's going to land his factory at the site of Squirtle's map. Not sure what is the point of that, but the probe did see the Marauder, and I'm sure he's panicking.
Uh-oh. Terran's gonna spot it. No problem here.
Supernova playing really good at the moment. Takes down the proxy pylon of the Toss player. Toss only has 2 sentries up. It's not enough to cover the front of his base. Herleon's doing a lot of damage. Coming in, harassing. 2 Herleons.
Not a lot of damage. I don't really agree with doing this if they see the factory. It's like, this will never really pay for itself, in my opinion. IMO.
Well, he wasn't really gonna build factory units anyway, and he has a starport up. The thing is, he's gonna try to expand right now. Where are his Marauders supposed to be doing some damage? He's actually gonna bring his semi-bio army back. Builds a bunker up front. Squirtle decides to go for the expansion. Sees that the Terran is not gonna be too aggressive. But he's definitely going for a passive build because he has so many sentries out.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah, just make the sentries. It's really all that you can afford to make. You have all this extra gas, and then you're spending the minerals on pylons and the Nexus. So we should see a pretty standard game here for the starts. Protoss getting the Observer out. Looks like he's transitioned into a pretty ordinary opening here. Terran lifts the orbital to start a new life over the expansion.
Terran also getting a Raven. Really interesting build. Be it whether he uses it to scout the observer and take the observer down, or if he uses PDD, it'll be even better. Denying the lasers from the stalkers.
Yeah, point defense drone is so good.
It's so good.
So good.
But it's so expensive to get a Raven though. You have to be really careful not to lose it.
Yeah, it's so expensive.
Looks like we're gonna see a very interesting build. Very interesting push from the Terran player. He's going for a standard MMM plus a Raven against the water Pokemon we have.
So Squirtle is a water Pokemon.
Squirtle is a water Pokemon.
And the weakest Pokemons are the grass Pokemons. I believe Idra told me that.
I'm very sad.
Is that true?
Yes, that is true. Well, I still love the Bulbasaur. That's okay. I would always pick him.
What is the best Pokemon game? Is there one?
No, all Pokemon games are good. Well, the initial few were good, and then they started to have more and more Pokemons, and I just stopped playing. So hard to follow. He's beating 2 Stargates.
That is interesting.
Gonna be so.
You know what you can do?
What can I do?
Well, you can actually stockpile Void Rays. Terran is going to have a tough time attacking you. We'll see if he does it. This is something I used to mess with, but it's certainly one thing you can do. Or you can even get Phoenixes. Both are good. Or maybe we'll see Carriers. I don't know. Nice. Denied.
Well, there's not really much a Terran can do. It's gonna be very hard for him to drop the Protoss because the Toss base Toss already has defense. He's going for early Phoenixes. And if that snipes like any any Medivacs that is gonna come in from Supernova, Supernova gonna do so much. He's going for pretty early Colossus, I would say, at 10 minutes. But that's because he spots a Bio Ball that the Terran player is building.
You know what's weird about this is he's basically not gonna be able to support his gateways. Really, it's gonna be just like Stargates and Colossus, and whenever he can squeeze a unit out.
Yeah, he's not gonna have enough income at the moment to support such a heavy gas build. Has Vikings and Ravens patrolling the area. Gonna put a missile turret up in the middle. Don't think any of them will try to break the back rocks unless they're very confident of pushing. Do you see Phoenix is gonna come in and try to snipe much of anything they can?
So,
this small bio army is gonna try to push. Do you think
that's
this will
actually
work?
a weird timing push. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
I think the army is not
I don't
big
endorse
enough.
this push. This does not get the tasteless signature of approval. Official signature of approval.
But maybe he wants to push before the Colossus is up. But little does he know, the Colossus is almost up.
It's just, I don't know what to make of the Protoss build. I just don't see builds quite like this. The Phoenixes are interesting because they're so much faster than Vikings, and the Vikings will never be able to retreat if they start to lose the fight. Thermal Ants on the way.
Colossus are just so good against Bio Balls, especially when you got thermal lances. You're not gonna be in range of it. Scouts the factory that was floating around and being cheeky in his base earlier.
I don't know. Too many Vikings.
He can actually kite that and snipe those if he's man enough. If he's a Blastoise.
Is that the manly Pokemon?
It's his third stage of evolve. So you got Squirtle, you got Watertor, and then you got Blastoise.
And he's only at Squirtle right now. Oh my god.
I actually do not agree with him expanding on the island. What do you think?
Well, I guess it's fine because of the Phoenixes, but otherwise I would never do it. I mean, we haven't really seen Mass Phoenix a lot against Terran, so I'm kind of trying to figure this out as we go along. This is not a build I normally use, nor does Artosis. Although Artosis has been messing with Mass Phoenixes against Protoss.
The Terran is determined to win the air war though, because he's messing up Vikings as the Protoss is messing up Phoenix. However, Toss should just focus on getting more Stalkers instead of so many Phoenixes. There's really nothing much for him to snipe.
Base Prism out. Work Prism, excuse me.
Still getting Phoenixes and Vikings. And we do see a Ghost out on the field soon.
The Ghost is going to be very useful to EMP this. I think what's going to happen is Terran is going to have complete control of the bottom side of the map. There's not going to be much Protoss can do. That's the way I'm seeing this game end up. We'll see, though.
I guess if he has so many Phoenixes, he'll be able to defend his island expansion, because then his Phoenixes can snipe not only the Vikings, but also the Medivacs. They're going to try to drop his expansion. He's currently now only getting a forge for upgrades and maybe a few cannons. Here comes a Phoenix Air Force.
Yeah, Phoenixes are moving through the map now.
That's the way they sounded like this sounds like a huge Air Force. If that comes into my base, I'll be panicking. Oh my god.
You better have your earplugs in.
Ready to plunder.
Now, they're both getting close to being maxed. I mean, Terran with a little bit of a lead here. Protoss needs to get some cannons. Let's say this island. Uh-oh.
Can't get dropped.
Not good. I believe Terran has too many Vikings. He can't send the Phoenixes over there to defend.
So many Phoenixes.
Here we go. That was a huge mistake. Ouch. And I don't know what to say. I mean,
I don't understand.
I don't understand why. I don't understand why Squirtle even bothered to get Phoenixes at the start of this game. I don't know what he planned on doing with them. I think Squirtle realizes he's at a high risk of losing this. He's going to have to attack. Loses the Observer. Planetary Fortress set up. Now, when you have enough Vikings with a Planetary Fortress, Colossus can't go ahead and poke at it. It's not possible.
But you have to see on our tiny screen that the Ghost is at the front of the army. So it's very important that he gets an EMP off onto the sentries. That's the one thing that will save his Bio army against the Colossus army that's up right now. There are so many Vikings on the map. I'm not even sure if Colossus are going to be useful.
Yeah, it's a good question. Here we go.
Oh, picks up the Ghost.
Very nice. Nice job controlling the ground army. Colossuses are actually doing a very considerable amount of damage. Phoenixes, oddly enough, looks like the Phoenixes will come out on top. Wow. I guess Phoenixes are pretty good. Now, he has such a disproportionate number of them. Let's see here what he has. 16 Phoenixes. Weird.
And he has 3 Colossus sitting in his base.
I don't know what to say. I've never actually seen this. I've never seen something.
You know what? Casting Code A with you, I realized, and watching Code S with you and Dan, I realized that Code A has so many more new builds than Code S this season.
Yeah, it actually really does. We've kind of gotten used to the players that we've seen in Code S and what they're like, and then we got these new guys in Code A doing different stuff. Like, I have never seen this before or experienced as a Terran player. Somebody who just doesn't actually stop getting Phoenixes. He's just like, no, I'm just going to keep getting Phoenixes.
I think the main point of his Phoenixes is to deny the Vikings from sniping his Colossus too fast, because his Colossus are the ones that are going to take down the Bio army.
It looks like he's actually going to push with turrets. Interesting. I guess that makes sense. So you could push forward with turrets, get closer and closer and closer to the Nexus. And, yeah, I mean, that's really good.
Terran Blade is going to try to come in, though. He's going to get a steam. He wants to go. Having a look at the unit count, we have 65 probes and 61 SCVs. So both of them are fully saturated in 3 of their bases.